Hello guys, everyone. Today, I'm very sorry. Sending this video after 3 months. My account got lost, so that's why it was a bit problem to recover. I asked from Google and whatsoever. So, wait. My why is my username? Okay, so yeah. I renamed it. So by the way, what today we will gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the job quota movement in Bangladesh, my native country. We will gonna see a video about it, and after the video, I will like explain to you like what has happened during these times. There's very many creepy things that also happened to me. So wait until the end. Okay, so we have got this video right here. You can see right properly. So let's
The
pop in.
Supreme Court in Bangladesh has drastically scaled back a quota system for government jobs that sparked weeks of unrest and led to dozens of deaths. Previously, about 30% of jobs were set aside for the families of veterans who fought in the country's War of Independence. It's not yet clear how the demonstrators will.
Okay, so here, like, Sheikh Hasina, the former prime minister, has taken a job quota system where she allowed the freedom fighters of Bangladesh, their sons and grandsons to for a quota system. But the problem here is that the quota system has went over 56%, which and the normal educations were only 44%. So that's really a problem. And so that's where the source of the movement started. So let's continue.
Will react with a new ruling which reduces that quota to just 5%.
Yes.
The students had been relentless in their demands. They had been protesting for weeks against job quotas that blocked more than half of the government jobs for them. The students had called this distribution discriminatory. But now the country's top court has given a ruling that almost scraps the current quota system. Now 93% of the civil service jobs are open for graduating students. But this decision has come at a huge cost. The initial protests against the High Court ruling that reinstated the quota system were mostly peaceful. But rights groups say in the last couple of days, a hard crackdown by police and other armed forces turned the protests into deadly riots. Violence led to the death of more than 100 people, mostly students.
They're firing openly. 3 of the protesters are already dead. A bullet hit the head of another one. I just brought him to the hospital. You see, there are bloodstains on my hand.
Hospitals were filled with thousands of students. The killings of so many people have left many devastated.
Why are there so many dead bodies? Oh Allah, forgive me. What country do we live in?
The government say the killings will be investigated. And now, even though the main demand of the protesters has been recognized by the country's top court, the students say they will not stop it.
So after the Supreme Court has given the rule of 93% of education, 5% freedom fighters, and 2 others, here the problem was that they said that Sheikh Hasina has the right to do anything with the quota system. That really angered the students. And plus, what also happened, Sheikh Hasina was also discriminating the students. That's a really big problem. So, even after the Supreme Court's decision, the movement still went on.
Testing if they get justice for those killed.
We're joined now by Tasneem Khalil. He is a Bangladeshi journalist who lives in exile in Malmö, Sweden, from where he's joining us. Thanks for coming on. Tasneem, does this scaling back of the reintroduction of the quota mean that the protests will end?
No, Melissa, not at all. This whole crisis has moved beyond the demand for reforms in quota in government jobs. Right now, the protesters have vowed to go forward and continue their street agitations, their movement, and they are demanding justice for that have been killed in indiscriminate police firing and attacks by the ruling party.
I'm just curious, why did this even come up with the idea of introducing such a quota in the first place?
Well, there are some historical context to it, which is pretty long. I'm not going to go into that. But the quota system in Bangladesh, specifically the one where government jobs, cushy government jobs are actually handed out to the descendants, children and grandchildren of people who fought in the liberation war of Bangladesh, that over the years became a tool at the hands of the ruling Army League for maintaining a patronage network. It's just by, they want to sponsor and reward the cronies that are loyal to the ruling party. And that is exactly why the students, the general students, are actually calling this out and saying this is absolutely discriminatory and this is not acceptable in a democratic modern society.
So what impact might this decision have on the country politically, particularly on Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina?
Melissa, what has happened over the past few days is that a government has declared a war against its own people. And we have seen, now we have seen footages of indiscriminate shelling and firing from helicopters, for example. What happens in war zones. I really don't think that Sheikh Hasina's government has the legitimacy to continue the way it has been continuing for the last 15 years. It is very hard to.
So let me tell you what happened next. During the last days of the movement, the students only wanted one thing, Sheikh Hasina to resign. But Sheikh Hasina didn't want to listen to them. She just told that she will stay she will be governing the country, and she won't, and that she wants to get in a discussion with the students, but that nothing happened. The students went on and on to the movement. But on 5th of August, 2024, Sheikh Hasina resigned and escaped to India. And after that, we Bangladeshis have got the real feel of freedom. So let me show you that funny video of Sheikh Hasina resigning and leaving. Where is it?
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an
Why
all-in-one
these
productivity
ads?
software where you can manage everything and
Didn't ask.
anything.
Okay.
I just want to move away from events here
So
in
where
the
is it?
UK to some breaking news that we're getting from Bangladesh. We are hearing that the Bangladesh Prime Minister has resigned and left the country. Her destination unknown. This comes as thousands of people have stormed the Prime Minister's residence. What we're going to do is join my colleague Azadeh Nashir.
So after resign, you can see that the people here are literally enjoying the resignation of Sheikh Hasina by going inside the national parliament of Bangladesh and enjoying their look. What are they taking? They're taking birds, fishes, and every types of things or what they could find in front of them. So this is actually a very good news. Now, Dr. Muhammad Yunus is now governing the country as the temporary prime minister. So that's all that I wanted to share to you today. Hope that it was useful. So good night. Goodbye.